Hey guys, Coach Rye, Team Flex. Today we're going to continue down the train of talking about steroids and the things that have been going on. If you guys have been watching the channel, we've done a lot of stuff regarding, steroids and supplements secretly and bodybuilder deaths and things like that. And recently we just had an old school silver era bodybuilder actually pass away at the age of 90, which is crazy, you guys, and I'm going to tell you why. Please make sure, though, if you're going to watch this channel, you're subscribing. We got a lot of great, cool new content coming your way, you guys, so make sure you subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. It helps me a ton if you can do that, okay? So Marvin Eder, you guys, he's an old school silver era bodybuilder. He just died at the age of 90, which is something we haven't seen going on with any of these recent bodybuilders that have been passing away, you guys. Like the generation of bodybuilding that we're currently in, it's not uncommon to see bodybuilders not even make it to 40 right now, from different issues that happen from taking performance enhancing drugs, steroids. They have heart attacks, they have all kinds of other organ problems. I mean, bodybuilding today is a lot more unhealthy, it seems, than it ever was. And if you guys aren't familiar with what the silver era of bodybuilding is, it's kind of the era before the golden era, which is when Arnold and all those guys really started picking it up in the 70s and 80s. We're talking about like the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, silver era bodybuilders. They didn't even have steroids at these times, you guys. A lot of them, by the time they were done competing, steroids had not even been released. So the physiques of a lot of these people back then, a lot of these bodybuilders back then, not to mention their overall health, was pretty great considering being natural. I mean, I got a few guys pulled up here. John Grimek, another silver era bodybuilder. He was born 1910, you guys. He lived till he was 88 years old, okay? And this was a competitive bodybuilder from back then. Jack LaLanne, many of you guys know Jack LaLanne. He lived the kind of health and fitness lifestyle. He didn't really compete in bodybuilding, but he was still living that kind of lifestyle. He died at 96 in 2011, you guys. He was born in 1914, okay? It's insane. Steve Reeves is another great example. 75 years of age, one of the most prominent silver era bodybuilders that went into Hollywood and everything else. And basically what I'm saying, guys, is there's a few other people we could talk about in recent time. Dallas McCarver. A lot of you guys know Dallas McCarver. He was born in 1991. 1 year before me. He died at the age of 26, you guys. 26 years old, these bodybuilders. And he was, seen to be one of these guys that was going to come up and be a huge example for the sport. Could have been one of the top bodybuilders of all time. Passed away at 26, and cause of death has led to a lot of speculation. And we've seen in recent time, other bodybuilders, Sean Roden, many other, you guys. We're looking at all kinds of people now, amateurs, people that are not prominent names, passing away before they hit 40 years of age, 50 years of age. So bodybuilding back then was definitely a lot healthier in a lot of ways because it was focused around, actual longevity and the style of life. I remember reading a lot of examples of these bodybuilders, and they really focused on things that nobody talks about today. Everybody today, it's all about eating calories and all about training and all about, who's taking what and what performance enhancing drug you on. Back then, they were talking about how do you get enough sunlight, right, to be healthy? How do you get enough sleep to be healthy? What other things can you do to reduce stress in your life? How do you train with weights? I mean, the training splits of guys back then, they were trained 3-4 days a week, not this 6-7 2-a-days type of stuff you see now. I mean, and when we're talking about eating, it was all about a balanced diet. It wasn't about forcing down calories, trying to add more, trying to do this, trying to mess with insulin. It was none of that back then, you guys. So I just want to make this video today to really highlight the fact that it's an interesting point in this sport. And I want to know what you guys think, looking at some of these silver era bodybuilders and their physiques compared to today. What do you prefer? Do you prefer the more natural type look, that more natural aesthetic, the bodybuilding when it was really focused on longevity and health and really improving quality of life? Or do you like today's look, which is kind of, since the 90s when Dorian Yates came around, it became the mass monster look. It became about almost these genetic, engineered freaks that are come out of a lab somewhere and they're competing on stage. Do you like the mass monster look or do you like the old school look? I want to know, you guys. Drop in the comments. So you guys, when I talk about bodybuilding specifically, I don't necessarily just mean competitive bodybuilders either. What you got to understand is if you train in the weights, train in the gym with weights, in other words, you're building your body, right? That's what you're doing. Whether it's for aesthetics, it's for strength, it's for whatever kind of goal you got, you are a bodybuilder in a way, right? And that's everybody you see in the gym. And so when I'm talking about these guys, these competitive bodybuilders that are, living these long lifespans or not and taking all these different drugs and stuff, understand that down to even the beginner in the gym, some people are coming right out the gate getting on steroids and taking other performance enhancing type drugs and other things. And especially if you've been in the gym a few years, you've been training for a while, you kind of get over the first phase of your beginner gains, and then you're like, what's next? What can I take? What can I do? What's all the variables? Well, you got to understand the stuff that you guys take and the things you may consider taking, steroids, performance enhancing drugs, even down to supplements. They all do have an effect on your body, okay? So you have to understand that whatever you do, it does have a toll somewhere, right? You'll see back in the old days when they didn't even have supplements, when they didn't have steroids, people lived a longer lifespan, even in the competitive side of the sport. From the 80s, they passed away early too. I mean, Arnold's still going, but who knows for how long? He's had like 5-6 different heart transplants at this point, it seems like. You guys got to understand, though, I'm saying for the everyday person, you don't want to be running out there and taking stuff and doing all this stuff. You want to make sure you understand 100% what you're going to be putting into your body, what you're doing to your body. Don't just listen to the guy in the gym that's the biggest, who's doing weird shit in the parking lot with a syringe after the gym pumping up. Don't be doing any of this kind of stuff, you guys. Do your research, understand, and always realize that your best gains, they're going to come from training right. They're going to come from doing the right type of diet. They're going to come from also optimizing your lifestyle, getting good recovery, getting proper sleep, reducing your stress, not sitting on your damn phone, not playing video games 25 hours a day. All these things really do come into effect how good of a quality you're going to get with any goal you got. So if you want to build muscle, you want to burn fat, you just want to be in shape in general, or if you want to look like a bodybuilder but not compete, these are all things you got to consider and all variables to take in if you want the absolute best result. As you guys know, we do on Team Flex coaching programs for competitors, but also people that have lifestyle goals. You just want to look good, you want to feel good. We do that too. And here's the thing, we do it naturally, all right? This is something you don't find a lot of these days. Like everything I just mentioned, people out there taking all kinds of stuff all the time. We're not doing that. We do this naturally. We coach naturally. So if you want to optimize your results, you want to get the best possible you can naturally, go to my website, teamfflex.com, and subscribe to our free coaching trial. Totally free opportunity for any of you out there to check this out. Whether you want to compete or not, we can show you how to train, we can show you the things you need to know, and we can give you this all for free. And it's kind of a give back to the community. That's why we've been doing it for so long. People ask me every day, why do you give out your coaching for free? And it's because we want to see you be successful. I don't want to see you be one of these people taking something weird in the gym or taking your career in the bodybuilding sport, you know, taking all this stuff and have you pass away, have you die before you could have figured it out naturally and just got where you want to be that way, the healthy way, the right way, the longevity type way, you guys. So check that out if you haven't yet. And you guys, let me know in the comments below what you think about overall where bodybuilding is heading, where the sport is heading, where are we heading with fitness? Is it better the way that people train now and the way that people eat now and what we focus on, drugs over all these other things? Or are we in a spot where, you know, we should kind of divert back 100 years? We should look back to the old time and see what people did there and kind of start mimicking that, bring that back into our lifestyle. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Coach Rye is out.